Capricorn, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cappies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for our Capricorn friends in mid-October? It's Libra season at the time of this filming. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies, please. In mid-October, how are the energies moving? What is the vibe? Or what's coming up? Okay, the deck is being very particular so far. It's all good though. There it is. Ask and you shall receive. Now this card has a few different layers to it, and the messages that come out with it are a little different because it could represent situations involving control or taking control, but also there's some aspects of having a good time and having fun. So there's a lot of little things we could take a look at here. Before we fully dive into it though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So if you look at the imagery here, we have this jester playing with the puppets, being a puppeteer. And like I mentioned, when I see this, I think of somebody trying to control something, whether it's a situation, whether it's a good thing, bad thing, in between thing. It's like somebody like, all right, I have this under control. But that can also be a little rough depending on the situations you're going through, because I also link this to somebody pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So we'll want to see if any like Seven of Swords type of energy shows up within the reading itself. Now, this can be a very positive card as well. Aside from either taking control or having no control in a situation, this person's literally playing and putting on a show. This is a card of entertainment. So for some Capricorns, if you've been going through some things, or if things have been a little dull and dreary, this card could be asking you to go out and have a good time or have a little bit of fun. Everyone has fun in different ways, right? Sometimes a nice night in, sometimes a night out, nature, you name it. So Spirit might want you to lighten up the energy a little bit. Okay, so either that or someone you're connected to is playing around too much, but we're just going to put them down right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. Let's see what's going on. Now, while we get this deck all shuffled up and ready to go, talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Return. So just know, like, even moving to the next couple of weeks, there could be various things and situations that reemerge or arise again. Whether it is a situation where you have a familiarity with it, whether it's an individual. To me, it just felt like something popping back up again. So we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone else. Let's get it going. 3 cards for Capricorn in mid-October. What's happening? Pardon me. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, very good. That's nice. That's a good earthy energy that you can feel very comfortable in. I mean, and of course, every card has its drawbacks, but we'll see how what's surrounding it. But that's a good start, especially in a Capricorn reading. Let's get 2 more. I mean, standing firm with something. I do like it. It's well grounded. Okay, this one's approaching a little differently. We have the Knight of Wands. Lots of people are starting to show up already. Okay, we're going to get one more out here, then we'll really start piecing it together. What's going on for my Cappies? Please. Thank you. Okay. Whoa. All right. So a little mixture of earth and fire starting to show up for you. We got the King of Wands. Now, this could represent something progressing the way the energy is lining up. You also have a bonus this week, my friends. The 10 of Wands. So you see this overabundance of one element that's already starting to show. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I know I was speaking about some of the things that were popping out to me initially. And that's here. Elementally, we have earth, very comfortable for you, and fire, which is another one I feel like Capricorn could very much adapt to because you are a cardinal sign about action and forward movement. So I feel like this could be good. We just need to see what's surrounding it because I'm picking up a lot of different people. So just know, like, you could be, I don't want to say influenced by other people, but you have an extra energetic sensitivity with all these individuals. Either that or we're looking at a group situation. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out because I'm cautiously optimistic with what we got going on here. Now, position number one, we are starting off with the Nine of Pentacles. And as I was mentioning, very sturdy. You see this lady? She's standing there surrounded by all that abundance. It's a nice firm energy. And I will say this, when we get earth energy and fire, to me, that's more of like the outside world or outer world. So for some Capricorns, maybe your focus might be on money, business, career, things like that, especially with this card. The Nine of Pentacles is also an energy of independence, where it's like, okay, I'll do it myself, or I can do it myself. And I mean, it is very much set in its ways. Now, that could also be a drawback, because, you know, I always like to get both sides of the coin. With the Nine of Pentacles, yeah, there's blessings, abundance, and victorious energy. But at the same time, this card can sometimes be a little set in its ways, a little resistant to change, a little stubborn. Not saying that's you, it could be someone you're connected to. Either that or there's a situation on the surface that might seem like it's not really changing that much. So we'll want to look into this further for sure. I am feeling like it could be good. But the next two cards, to me, I find very intriguing because they both have a lot of similarities, but there's progress happening here. Because next to it, we have the Knight of Wands. So big fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, possibly. Same goes with that king here on the back end. Now, what are knights about? They're about action, movement, forward momentum. And this is one of the faster moving ones. So yeah, when we have all this fire energy, that could be a little unpredictable, and that's one of the drawbacks of this night. But when it comes to the positives, like, it's moving towards something, it's not stagnating. So there's either a want to do something in a very powerful way, or something's coming in big time when we have the Knight of Wands. Knights can also be messengers, so aside from action, there could be communication happening with this knight. But when it comes to the drawbacks of the Knight of Wands specifically, unpredictable. This is an energy, although things can escalate rather quickly, there's an unpredictability to it. There's some sort of unexpected aspect to the Knight of Wands where, you know, fire energy could be very explosive sometimes. Okay. And I've been seeing that for a lot of the zodiac this week, not just you. Moving to the back end, this is where the energy really starts to mature. I mean, unless you're connected to a whole bunch of fire signs, but we have the King of Wands. Now, kings represent the most mature version of the suit, right? And we're not specifically talking about gender because this isn't gender specific, but we think of how the energy moves up when we go from ace to the two of wands, the three of wands, and all the way through the court cards. The kings represent control of their suit. And when it comes to fire, again, action, your drive, your momentum. The King of Wands hates to waste time. So you might just be in that mode right now where it's like, okay, if it's a waste of my time, I'm not even looking at it. This could be spirit telling you to readjust your focus a little bit too, because sometimes the King of Wands could be hyper focused on one thing. But I think this is a very positive, enterprising type of energy as well. And when we go from the Nine of Pentacles, pardon me, to the Knight of Wands, then the fully matured King of Wands, it does tell me that something could progress in a big way or cap itself off in a positive way. So this could be nice. Now, moving to the back end, we do have the Ten of Wands, which, just like every other card, it has some positives and drawbacks. This fiery energy is still lending to all this stuff we're talking about on the back end. This one I do connect to physical vitality, so it's very important if you're feeling drained or you're feeling down. This card is spirit asking you to like rest, recuperate, relax. So it's interesting that we have that energy about enjoying yourself, because this card is never stopping, right? The Ten of Wands is determination, it's drive. So we see that in all the cards here. Like, listen, I'm gonna push this forward. Like, I'm not gonna stop. But again, watch the physical health with the Ten of Wands, because it's a burden. It's something that's quite heavy. Maybe you feel like you're holding something on your back when this shows up. Specifically for your physical vessel and body, watch out for issues with the neck, back, and spine in this time. You might need a good little rub down, but I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Cappy. What's happening, my guides? Talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Nine of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to the Cappies, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Nine of Pentacles here. What is that Nine of Pentacles? Thank you. Okay, Five of Cups. Okay, so for a portion of you, if you have been having situations or difficulties with anything really, when I see the Five of Cups in the upright, to me, it's like something's starting to calm down or improve, which is a vibe that I've been getting since the very beginning with like how this energy starts to progress. Now, the Five of Cups is the River of Tears. In its roughest case, I'm getting two main messages here. For a lot of Capricorns, a problem or a situation might not be bugging you as much as it was. Okay, so this is a very healing type of energy I'm picking up here, and it's like, I will be okay. But I will say this, watch out for isolation, watch out for loneliness in this time. When we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Cups, it could be someone that's feeling we're missing somebody too. So it doesn't just have to be you, it could be somebody else possibly missing you. It's like an isolated type of energy I'm picking up here. Okay, so that's just something to be wary of. But again, even if that's the issue, if that's the case, there could be change coming up with what we're seeing here in the front. Remember, the Five of Cups, although it is the River of Tears, it's not a final destination. Okay, it's just a little bump in the road. So we're going to keep moving. Again, those are the main messages I'm getting here. For a lot of you, there could be big improvements in situations that you're going through where things, they start feeling a little better, where something might not be bugging you as much. But I do also have this lonely, missing type of energy. I'm missing someone. Let's go in on the Knight of Wands, though. Let's go in on that Knight of Wands. So why is it here for my Cappies? Yeah, I'm getting like a longing in the front end. Oh, okay. Hanged Man in reverse. This is very sudden. Okay, fast, like I was saying with the explosive energy. The Hanged Man in, pardon me, the Hanged Man in reverse is all about somebody who's been waiting, watching, planning. Boom, now I'm acting. Okay, so it's interesting that we had energy that was like returning last week. Now we see something or someone springing into action. Okay, so it's like, yeah, there's not much happening here. This is a little slow, and then boom, things happen explosively. Now, when we see the Hanged Man, it can connect to Scorpio, Virgo energy. That's how I see it. And in the upright, it's a withdrawn, pulled back type of energy. It's just sitting, watching, analyzing. When it's in reverse, time for watching is over, time to act. So again, there's like explosive action, like someone or something coming in out of nowhere, like we saw last week. So that's a similar theme. So keep your eyes peeled for stuff like that. Yeah, this to me is just straight up explosive action coming in, or somebody not waiting around on something anymore. Okay, I feel like this could be good. So some of you, I mean, you might have an extra busy week coming up when this energy is in the mix. It doesn't feel frantic, it just feels very busy. So we're going to keep moving over to the King of Wands. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Okay, so yeah, because this could be where the final result is. Okay, so let's see what that King of Wands has to say. Why is that King of Wands here? Thank you. Yeah. All right, so there should be, I'm not saying this is all the same individual or situation, but this is a clear-cut energy of being cautious when we have the Seven of Swords. That is, again, in its most positive form, a card of a little mystery or something you don't quite see just yet. So for a lot of you, whatever situations you're dealing with, there could be little pieces of information or facts or certain things that you don't quite know about just yet. Now, I know Capricorns are extremely intelligent individuals. Like, you're very good at knowing people's motives and seeing things before they happen. But when I see the King of Wands with the Seven of Swords, this is someone who's keeping their motives somewhat hidden, or some information hidden here as well. Now, it can also link with what we're seeing here in the center. Like, this is also a very sudden, fast moving type of energy. But the Seven of Swords is an energy to be very cautious about. Okay, so if in this time, if your guard's been up for whatever reason, or there's a situation that feels a little funky to you, this can be a warning here, especially underneath the King of Wands, because it's like, okay, you might get an unexpected result here, or something might not go the way you envision it when this energy's here. Again, it doesn't have to be anything major. We're not ringing the full alarm, because there is pretty good energy moving here up front. But this mystery here, it's something to just be cautious with. So if you're in a situation where you don't have all the facts, maybe turn this Hanged Man upside down and just take a step back. That's kind of what that's telling me. This does feel like a bit of a warning on the back end. So let's go through and do a quick recap here. Again, none of this has to be like life-changing type of energy, but let's go through, then we'll get to the shadow card. Maybe we'll get a little more information there. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the 9 of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups in the upright. So again, I did say there could be a situation or something that may have been bugging you that does start to improve and get better. But I was also getting this vibe of a longing for somebody you're possibly missing. Like, that's just how it feels to me on the front end. And it could have been there for a while. Moving to the center, we have the explosive action. The Knight of Wands with the Hanged Man in reverse comes in very, very sudden. So again, there could be things popping up out of the blue. It shows up double time right here on the back end. So this could be Spirit saying like, all right, well, maybe stay in this vibe here. Just like be cautious, especially with this energy that could pop up. And again, like people, situations, these are things that can come in out of nowhere. On the back end, we have the King of Wands with the 7 of Swords. So you might get an unexpected result, okay? If not, this could be a warning about a specific person that's trying to keep details hidden. I feel like if you're in a situation that's a little confusing, where you don't know all the facts, Spirit's telling you to just be very cautious with that. Okay, the 7 of Swords doesn't stay hidden forever. But again, the way the energy matures and moves forward, like there could be a result that you don't expect. Okay, like so something could go away that you didn't quite envision. So yeah, please take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's get into a shadow card here. So let's get a good shuffle going for my cappies. Let's see what's happening. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this card out. What's going on here? Thank you. Okay, 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Lots of thinking. Very active mindset when we have the 4 of Cups. Now, to me, when we see 4s, especially in numerology, that is a planted type of energy. So when I see the 4 of Cups in the shadows, either it's somebody who's overthinking something, because this is a daydreamy type of energy. Just watch out for thoughts that you can't quite get out of your mind. You know, like when you're listening to a song and it gets stuck in your head for like days and days and days. That's kind of the vibe I'm picking up here. So again, just and it could be something as simple as that, right? Like there might be a song stuck in your head for a reason. So if that's the case, maybe read the lyrics, or like it could be trying to guide you, because sometimes Spirit does speak to us through song. But aside from that, when I see the 4 of Cups, there is this strong propensity to fantasize about things. Now, I'm not saying that you need to get out of that energy for whatever reason, but we've had this very strong focus. So in this time, just make sure you're widening your focus and you don't just focus on one thing or one piece of information. So yeah, Capricorn, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.